What's up, ladies and gentlemen? ChuckfinleLP plays Sonic 06 Part 30. This is the grand finale, the final boss fight in the last story. After all the BS that we put up with trying to go after all 7 Chaos Emeralds, we are now finally going to revive Sonic and see our super form. But things are not going to get easy just because we passed that BS-filled section. And this is the weird part of the game, I guess, where a lot of people didn't like, at least bringing back Sonic by kissing him, and a lot of people got pissy about that. But you can see Super Sonic, the first time we've seen him on a next generation console, doesn't look all that impressive. But he could look worse, quite honestly. Little too yellowish orange for me, but that's just, I guess that's the way it looks on my TV. On my capture screen, it looks a little bit more yellow, like he's supposed to look. And instead of Shadow tapping into the power of the Chaos Emeralds, or Silver tapping into the power of the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic doing like what he did in exactly what he did in Sonic Heroes, and granting the other characters their super forms. After Sonic Adventure 2, and seeing Shadow being able to tap into the power of the Chaos Emeralds, you would think, oh well, they wouldn't have to have Sonic be able to do that. And that's probably what he was referring to when he was saying, they could go back to the past, present, and future with all 3 of them. They could just turn into their super forms individually once they got to those sections, and then defeat Solaris in those 3 time eras. But anyway, so this is going to be a different style, similar to Sonic Adventure 2. Okay.
There should be something that's anchoring him in this dimension. That's probably the light shells that can be seen on his body.
Okay, so as you can see, we do have to change to all 3 characters once we run low on rings. Let's see. Shadow has his Chaos Spear that he had with when fighting Black Doom and Shadow the Hedgehog. He doesn't, however, have the super attack. You can see he throws things at you. You have to throw them back at him. Come on. What the? Okay, with this, you're gonna have to hold on to them. You can't let them go. You can't let the R1 button go and then be able to move around freely. There are different phases in how you're supposed to do this. You can see now we cannot attack him as Sonic, so what you want to do is just try to... Oh well, you don't want to lose any rings. But you want to try to wait as long as you can to allow Silver to gain his rings back up. Because you're going to need him for this first attack, this first wave to knock down his barrier. Now you can see, if you hit the R1 button, you can build up Shadow's action gauge. I'm not sure if that actually happens with Sonic or not, but then you can see that what the result is a multiple chaos spear that you can use. See, are we still hurting him? Yeah, okay, so we are still hurting Iblis. You can see the action gauge fills up a little bit faster. You do want to be careful. Oh, okay, now we can switch to Sonic. And, well, no. Maybe Shadow. Let's see. Nope, okay, so we're still gonna have to use Silver, but, Shadow, Shadow doesn't have that supercharged version of the homing attack, or the Chaos Spear that he had with the fight against Devil Doom. And you cannot go in closer to the attack. The only thing you're supposed to do with Shadow is send in the Chaos Spears after him. Once you defeat all of or knock out all of Iblis's or Solaris's defenses, you can tell what you kind of have to do. Just keep. What the? Okay. It doesn't seem to be doing anything now. Well, I guess I should have done a little bit of research, but I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to. Okay, with Sonic, you can see you have two standard attacks, or I guess just one, where it's kind of like a light speed dash. Let's see, maybe we can angle it better. Okay, maybe not. Okay, well, there ain't no way, there's no way we will be able to, oh, okay, I hit him there that time. I don't know how, maybe, let's see. Okay, so I guess the first time you're supposed to use Silver, knock off his left arm armor, then knock off his right arm armor, and then we'll try with Sonic. It doesn't hurt, to try to wait a little bit, especially if you didn't know which characters to use right off the bat. It's good to go ahead and try to let other, mess around a few moments, let the other characters build up their ring energy. Remember to change with the R1, with the triangle button. Alright, so you can build the action gauge up with Sonic by hitting the R1 button. It is slower, but you can see the effects work out pretty good. It makes your attack a lot faster and a lot harder for Solaris to dodge. So I guess the order of operations would be move in with Silver first, knock off his left arm, the armor off his left arm, Shadow for his right arm, and then finish off with Sonic. Taking the time to build up the action gauge isn't that necessary with Shadow, because you can just continuously spam the Chaos Spear pretty fast. With Sonic, I definitely suggest doing it. You can see the benefits of doing so. You can, with every character, you can go faster by continuously tapping the X button to gain a little burst of speed, similar with what you could do in, I believe, Sonic Heroes.
No, it's not over yet.
And Shadow the Hedgehog. I believe you could do that as well.
I guess it's not going to be that easy.
Sadly, no. And now we're going to have to go through a whole new set of order of operations, and let me see if I can maybe figure this out really quickly. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't figure it was going to be this hard. Okay. Let's see, we'll... Nope. Okay, well, if an attack doesn't work with one character, definitely make sure that you always try and switch out. And if that doesn't work, switch to another character. And we'll just see what we have to do. Now, trying to collect these rocks with silver is a pain because a lot of the time they will be destroyed and they won't immediately, you won't be able to grab onto a lot of them, and just sometimes his telekinesis will just turn off for whatever reason and you won't be able to use it. So am I even doing any damage to him? No. Alright, so we'll just switch to another character. Remember to, if it doesn't look like you're doing anything with one character, always switch to another character and you can see what you can do. To dodge, the rocks and stuff like that, just, that didn't do anything, did it? Oh, wait. Didn't need to do that. No, that didn't do anything. Let's see. This may work, may not. Come on. No, get off. Now, with Shadow, what you want to do is somehow do a combination of dodging and building up your bar, or you have to. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to go to Sonic now. Oh, that's Silver. Let's see if Silver, if he does any damage. So it looks like Silver is actually doing damage. It may not matter who does damage as long as you attack the core, but it didn't seem like Shadow was actually making any headway, so that's why I switched to someone else. Okay, so I guess whenever you see the barrier pop up, that means it's time to change to a different character. Just remember with Sonic and Shadow to try to build the action gauge. You can see it builds up a lot slower with Sonic, but it's definitely a lot more worth it with Sonic. Okay, well, can't use him either. Okay, let's see. We'll try this. Let's see if that works. No. Now you can move. Oh, okay. I guess that does work. You can move up and down. Presumably to try to get a better angle at Solaris. And you can see it does seem to work sometimes. And you can see his different forms of attack. And this is it's a crappy playthrough of this boss fight, but I haven't even tried to begin to practice with this boss fight in a very long time. So I'm not even remotely familiar with the boss fight or anything with what you have to do with it or in it. So I'm kind of at a loss here myself, and I'm just kind of going on, doing it as I go along. Let's see. We'll try Sonic again. Sometimes it is. Okay, well, I'll see how to fight him now. This may be over. The boss fight might be over. I'm not 100% sure just yet. Let's see. Oh, okay. Probably didn't gain that big of a time bonus. Yes! Nice. Okay. So I guess it's just whatever you can do, really. Let's see how I will find this and I will talk about it during the cutscene. But let me see. Let's see, what do we get there? Got one song, a cleared act mission with S rank. Seems like I got a lot more S ranks. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sitting here trying to look up how to beat Solaris. Of course, I can't find it. I'll take a look at it in a minute after this cutscene. Once the credits start rolling, I'll talk more about it. So you can see Solaris has turned back into a tiny flame once again.
Did you destroy it?
No. That is the true Solaris. Look, Elise. This is Solaris, the flame of hope.
It's so beautiful.
When the flame has grown large enough, our world will change. Solaris will allow us to control time and move through history. People will be able to rectify past mistakes and avoid bitter fate.
Will we be able to see Mama?
Yes, Elise. We'll both be able to see your mother once again.
They did do a pretty good job with the this style of cutscene, the higher graphics version cutscene, human-wise.
This is where everything began. Who knew such a tiny flame could bring such devastation? If we put out this flame, Solaris will never exist. And then we'll never have to worry about the flames of disaster, right? But our encounter, you and I will never meet. It will never have happened. To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Elise, just smile.
And so she blows out the flame, killing Solaris, never allowing him to exist, which means everything in this entire game never happened. None of this game ever took place in the Sonic universe because of that one action. And this is, this isn't like Shadow the Hedgehog with multiple different endings. This is the one, the true ending, the final ending. This is what happened in it. You can see this is the same cutscene as before, and Sonic is still here. Looks like he is trying to get to something, but running through the crowd.
Miss Elise, it felt like someone was calling me. I'm sure it's just the wind. Of course. But it felt so familiar somehow.
So it would seem that Elise may remember just some of it, but Sonic does remember, or, he retains full memory of the entire encounter. Everything that happened in the game, Sonic does remember it. That's why he's coming to see the festival here. But nobody else does, Robotnik doesn't. Team Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Silver was never transported to the past because he didn't need to, because the future wasn't messed up. I can go on and on, but so I finally figured out some information about the boss fight. Let me see. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. Okay. Oh, wait. I lost it again. Crap. Yeah. Now this is Elise's theme. You may not be able to hear it. I kind of moved away from my TV. Okay, so just abilities. The Supersonic starts off with an empty action gauge. You move around with the control stick. You can move up, down, left, or right. Attack button, which is the X button. No, I'm sorry, the square button is the homing attack. If your action gauge is full, this attack becomes faster and a lot more powerful. This attack is pretty useless, because you don't move fast enough, and Iblis can block you pretty easily if your action gauge is not full. So remember to always fill your action gauge up before you use it. The jump button, the X button, will allow Sonic to move faster. You've seen me use it to try to fill up the action gauge. The R1 button, you hold that down to do the gauge, and then the triangle button to switch to Shadow. Shadow starts off with an empty action gauge as well. His is the Chaos Spear, which, similar to Sonic's homing attack, doesn't do a whole lot of damage unless it's full. Then you get that kind of spray effect where instead of 1, it's about 6 or 8 Chaos Spears that go at it. And his action gauge charges up faster than Sonic's. Silver, however, he has a lot more to him. Let's see, action gauges charges automatically if not using telekinesis, similar to, or exactly like he does in the story mode. You have to hold down the R1 button, to pick up objects and to throw them as well, so make sure you remember that. Difference is Sonic needs more time to charge up, but does more damage in one hit than Shadow. But overall, Shadow is the easiest to work with. Silver does a small amount of damage with only one of the spiked balls, but more if he throws a lot at once. But more than 1 or 2 tends to explode before reaching Solaris. He is the hardest to use because you have to carefully catch objects and throw them. That takes some time. Plus the fact that projectiles can indeed explode before reaching their target, as you saw. To properly attack with Sonic or Shadow, you need to charge up the action gauge with the special action button before attacking with the action button, which is, in our case, the square button, while Silver can float around and pick up spiked balls coming from red objects surrounding Solaris and throw them straight back, but you do have to rest a little to recharge his action gauge. Keeping the jump button pressed also will allow you to move faster and avoid Solaris' attacks easier. Try circling around the boss, or just picking a direction right or left and then moving to avoid Solaris' lasers and projectiles. Think of this boss as being a mixture of the extra boss of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. If you're familiar with those games, you can only control one super character at a time, but by pressing the switch button, you can switch to the next character if your rings are running low, or if you find that you can't attack the boss. That was pretty much useless, but okay. The boss has two sections, as you noticed. During the first section, you can only damage the boss with only one certain character at a time. That is very important to know. Solaris will block attacks from the other two characters with a blue shield. When you damage him enough with one character, part of Solaris breaks off, and now he can be attacked with a different character. That character order is Silver, Shadow, and Sonic. And then any other character you want. If you run low on rings with the correct character, switch and wait around with the other two characters to charge up the character you need. I would definitely suggest once you use Sonic and then you can get to that point where you can use any character, just stay with Sonic. He hurts a lot faster. I know it takes a little bit longer to charge up the action gauge, but you can hit him in 2 hits when it would probably take Shadow 3 or more, even with his fast action gauge. Fill up time, his will fill up a lot faster than Sonic's, but he doesn't hurt nearly as much as Sonic. The second section, however, is different. Solaris ups his attacks quite a bit. The trick here is Solaris will block attacks when he is just standing there. When he's standing still, not doing anything. But when Solaris is sending out lasers, he puts his guard down. You can attack with any character you want to, but Sonic and Shadow seem to do better in this section than Silver. A note here, I'm not sure, but it's possible you need to attack with someone other than Sonic first, but after I attack it with Shadow, you can attack with anybody. So, try to use Silver or Shadow at first, but then you can use Sonic. I definitely suggest using Sonic, especially, while you're just waiting around to sit, especially just while you're sitting around waiting for him to attack. You can build up your action gauge. That'll give you enough time in between. You notice how I got an S rank? Just pretty much do what I did, there's nothing really fancy, especially you have to do to get the S rank with on the boss fight. Just try to keep it under 10 minutes, definitely. Just if you can beat it under 10 minutes, you can do worse than I did, or as good, as good as I did, or better, preferably better. But if you do as poorly as I did, you can still get the S rank first try, So that. I would have loved to have shown all that off, but I hope my explanation does help out a little bit. But for trying to go after the 7 Chaos Emeralds, it's all a matter of just trying to get through the level as quickly as possible without dying. Remember I said that trying to go through there and kill as many enemies as possible, and try to balance it out. No. Knuckles Rouge, just get through there, dodge everything you can, do not kill anything, just get straight to the goal ring. Tails, you can skip a large portion of the level, so you don't have to worry about him as much. Omega, you do have to be a little bit more careful and cautious, but you can still, you may want to go after a few of the Iblis Takers, a few of the worms, but don't mess around too much. The worms, definitely. You don't want to mess around too much with the worms. The takers are a little bit easier to take down because you can use a spread shot attack where you can lock onto multiple enemies at once, and that'll definitely help you out a lot more. Let's see. Silver, speed-based, really, because there are those 2 sections where you can die pretty easily, you just want to try and get through there as quickly as possible. Without being sucked into any of the portals. Now, that song that you heard before this was called My Destiny. This was Elise's theme. And then let's see, with Shadow, same thing. You want to be definitely careful there because you can miss the eagle, miss the ropes that you can jump on, and a lot of different things like that. So you just want to be very careful while going through that section and everything. To try to get the S rank, I think I got a C or a B or something like that. But anyway, so I'll show you the things for the episode just remember everything. Okay, 5 lives, 4,085 rings don't matter. You know, you can't go to any adventure fields or anything like that with this team. There are 10 silver medals in this episode, so you don't have to, you don't really have to worry about that. You know, if I got 5, but I missed some, so I probably would have gotten more if I hadn't died. But anyway, so that's the final boss. I will be doing my wrap-up video after this. I'll show off some more features in the game. You know, let's see. All of this, the trial, select the gold medal results. Not the multiplayer, since I'm using the PS3. I don't have 2 controllers, so I can't show that off, sadly. The extras, options, all that kind of stuff. You know, just the typical stuff that I normally show off, and talk about. But anyway, so thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many times did I use the Chaos Spear with Super Shadow. Thank you for watching. Until next time.